Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series, Americas. I'm Nathanius, joined by In Control, and we have one more stellar, premium quality, USDA grass-fed, organic, cage-free match of StarCraft 2 for you today. It doesn't get better than that, Jeff.
That was pretty good.
It doesn't get better than that. And you know what else doesn't get better? Showing you the tournament format, because we've just got a little bit of time to kill as we get this next match going. So it's Challenger for WCS Spring. 16 players in the group stage, 8 players in a playoff bracket, a champion for Europe and a champion for the rest of the world that's not Korea. It is awesome. Don't worry, though. There is money in WCS points at stake, as well as seeding for WCS Spring, which will be coming up at the end of May. And if you're wondering, Nathan, I really just need more StarCraft in my life. This isn't enough. Well, don't worry. There's more coming. We're not only live this weekend, but we'll be live the weekend after that.
But what about this graphic?
And the weekend after that. Oh, this is the schedule. Well, they got me.
Got him.
They changed the order of them.
Stupid host.
They changed the order of the graphics on me.
Let's do it over again. There's actually still not a lobby.
This weekend, and the weekend after, and the weekend after that. How amazing is that? Incredible. And don't worry, there's probably a billion other online tournaments happening between these. So if you need more than that, I think you'll be fine.
You can compete in a couple Pizza Pie Weeklies.
Yeah, that's true. If you haven't already, GSL Super Tournament, GSL Season Finals. If you haven't caught up on that, I don't know what you're doing, because people are probably talking about it nonstop. But check those out as well. No spoilerinos here. Here are the North American groups. We are currently on Group B. Yesterday, we got to see Puck and TLO advance from Group A.
Yeah.
So far, we have Estrella out, and now it is time for Epic and PiLiPiLi to play for second place. Of course, next Saturday, you'll be able to tune in. We'll have Masa, Silky Future, and Rob.
I'm excited.
It's good times.
Rob actually almost won Cheesadelphia, but maybe he can learn a thing or two from these WCS players and win a group. That'd be pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, I think, especially considering that he had that series against Masa, right? So that'll be a rematch, since 1st and 4 always play. That'll be his first series of that group is against the guy he just played in the finals.
He did go 0-7 against him, so it's going to be a rough one. But you know what? He's due.
He's due, right?
He's due.
Every dog has his day.
Well, I'd like to think so. You know what I mean? I want to live in a world where every dog has its day.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes they don't, though. Sometimes some dogs actually don't get a day at all.
Well, every dog deserves a day.
I agree with that.
Honestly give them a couple weeks to be fair. But
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, that's hopefully that world will exist one day.
Marinate.
This series is going to start on Port Alexander. Terran versus Protoss. This one was messy. It was really messy. It was really sloppy when they played in their first match. It was the second match overall from this group. We had some Warp Prism shenanigans from Pili to close it out against Epic. He couldn't protect his siege tank. He kind of got boxed in a weird spot. So is he going to be able to tighten things up? I don't know. Will PiLiPiLi fight with Stalkers versus Marauders without blinking away? I don't know.
Both players are AFK, so we're just kind of waiting for them to join the lobby here.
Yep.
Epic looked a lot better. Granted, it was against Ruff, but he did just look crisper, and when he got ahead, he did what it took to kind of make sure he was ahead. Whereas PiLiPiLi is just more PiLiPiLi, right? Like that last series wasn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. It's just that it was 2 ideas executed okay. They didn't work out. He was immediately dead. And that's kind of what you get with him. He's a little bit of a hit or miss, I think.
Yeah. I wonder if Epic came into this group a little bit nervous, you know? One of our younger players, not as much experience in the WCS circuit. Hopefully that series against Ruff has taken a little bit of the pressure off. I don't know. Show your support in chat. Type Epic XD or something along those lines. I think that's what the kids are saying these days. And if you're cheering for PiLiPiLi, well, he's Protoss, so everybody will just yell at you. So have fun with that. We're loading in, though. The game is actually starting, and we can continue to not talk about it for a little while longer.
Nah, should be good. PiLiPiLi was able to dislodge the win from Epic earlier. Epic was talking about it in the chat. I think he tweeted about it, but maybe it wasn't a tweet. He was saying he felt like he was ahead in all 3 of the games. And sometimes the players say that I'm like, well, you're just being salty. But in this case, I think he was actually right. I think he was ahead.
Yeah, did not handle the Prism in that final game very well. We're loaded in. It's underway. In the bottom right, spawning as the red Terran player, he is Epic.
And his opponent in the top left-hand side, memeing and dreaming. It is Mr. PiLiPiLi from Team Bear Me. He has won $20,000.
Not bad.
No. It also goes to show, we were talking about this too, with some other players, but PiLiPiLi's been playing a long time. This guy has been around since, I think, Wings of Liberty, I want to say.
Yes, he has. PiLiPiLi's been around for a good while. I feel like he started to see his name pop up like a few years ago, which is kind of a crazy thing that in StarCraft we can use that as a measurement where we're like, well, you know, a few years ago we were past halfway through where we are now since StarCraft 2 even released. So he's like maybe third or fourth wave StarCraft 2 foreigner pro.
I totally agree with that. And he's still a young guy. I think I remember the age thing saying 22. So, you know, a few years ago he was only graduating high school and stuff like that. So, young guy, but been playing a while. Going to start off with the Nexus before Cyber Score. That is pretty much the standard. Sometimes you'll see players wall in off to the right of that pile. No, actually, no. This is a different map that I'm thinking of. There is no way for a Reaper to get in the base except for getting past the choke point. So we'll probe scout here after that.
It's funny to think that Port Alexander has such strict rules for entering and entering the bases. Got him.
The joke about shipments and stuff.
Yeah, it's custom sauce. Reapers aren't
It's a custom joke. Maybe a little bit of a joke on the drug, the war on drugs, rather.
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? Only time will tell. Or Tasteless. Tasteless will tell us.
Tasteless will tell us.
He'll tell us. He'll tell us that Port Alexander doesn't allow Reapers in. It's a weird quarantine law.
Do you get why it's called a port, though? Shipment containers.
Is that what it's?
Kid you not? Look around.
Yeah, they're all over the natural, right? The main
bit of
base
water.
ramp.
But you would not necessarily look to the water to be why, because
couldn't it be an airship port as well? I mean, I think we're far enough in the future. It could be a port for airships.
It could. I think that's definitely not what would be intuitive, but yeah.
You ever think about the fact that there's no boats in StarCraft, Jeff?
It angers me every day.
It does not make sense. At
This
what
is
point?
the greatest RTS in the world, and yet we don't have laser dolphins or boats.
Yeah. I want sharks with lasers on their heads as a unit. That's what I need. It's very important to me. Dark Shrine with a robo. So Pili is going to open this one up with some serious aggression. I do think that one of the best things you can do as a Terran versus Protoss these days, take a page out of Maru's book, you whiny Terrans, and build the Raven. It's so good. It is so silly how much you can get done with that. And if he goes for a quick Raven, this build should not give him too much trouble at all. In fact, the Hellion is going to see this. Perfect scout. Could not ask for more. And he baits a bunch of probes into doing nothing. He's going to get the Raven. All right.
Well, the worst part is there was a probe right there at that choke, and he could have stopped it, but he just didn't.
Always get the Raven. This doesn't time out well either because he was chasing that, so his Warp Prism is late. This Dark Shrine is going to be done for a little while before the Prism's even out.
It just shifts gears entirely. This was going to be, it should have been like a 3 or 4 DT drop. Now it's got to be like I'll load 1 or 2 and do some pokes and prods, but I'm not going to commit to this. There's no way you should do that.
No, there's no pylon on the other side of the map. You can't just immediately warp DTs in. He could warp one in at home, put it in the Prism, but then it's got to fly all the way there. The Raven's about to finish. And the Raven in this matchup just provides a really, really good utility. We've seen fantastic usage of it against gateway compositions. Dorito Cannon allows Marines to absolutely murder Zealots. And we've already seen what Bio will do against Stalkers once those Zealots are gone. And of course, Interference Matrix is fantastic against Colossus. So if they go for Colossus or even Disruptors, in fact, I think we even saw Interference Matrix used on High Templar. It outranges feedback. In GSL.
You know what's funny about this? There's actually no detection at the front. It is just going to be the 1 DT, but there's only like 4 Marines and a Raven in there. So if it was like a 3 or 4 DT run-in, he actually could have just fought this.
Yeah.
Like, drop your auto turret. I don't care.
Yeah. The Dark Templar is technically still psionic. You could Interference Matrix it if you really wanted to.
He's getting a lot of damage.
Yeah. He's doing pretty well with this.
Well,
there's 1 scan. So
6 SCVs, 2 scans. That was the second scan, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Another one comes in. Yeah, okay. Making good use of pulling him apart. The Raven is really nice in this situation, but I guess he's got to cover multiple fronts.
Could just kill the tank, yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty sick. Oh, get him with the friendly fire. Oh my god.
Well,
that tank should have been dead.
He was sick and then it was not.
They already had the Grieve Dug for him and everything, but he's good.
6 gateways in charge behind this. I really like that. So it is an all-in-ish play. Like, I'm a big fan of Forges and Storm and stuff, but if you get SCV kills like that, the Terran's forced to make a Raven. The Raven's good in general. I don't want to oversell this, but it's also, it kind of goads the Terran into wanting doing a 2-base timing attack. And if you move out there with 1 or 2 tanks and a little bit of bio and just a whole giant chunk of Protoss slams into your side, you're in trouble. You just lose the game from there.
Yeah. That's a very good point to bring up. We do see a lot of those big 2-base attacks that get made, but the threat of being backstabbed by the Prism, be it with Zealots or Dark Templar, is still very real. And then the more time that you have bots, of course, the more effective the Zealots are going to be at defending. But DT comes in, takes a swing, takes a couple hits, and gets picked up in there, where Prism is going to ferry him off.
Yeah. I'm worried for Epic, though. His army is going to have +1 attack, which is okay. He's making another medevac, but only just the one. He will have combat and storm, or excuse me, stim. But so much time is being bought even by this one DT, and by the time he gets out there, it is not charge, by the way. Or did he get charge? Actually, I think charge.
He's got charge. He's had it for a while now.
He's gonna have blink even.
Yep.
This is just too much.
This is way too much. I don't. Even
and it's an A move too. Like even the Showtime attack of earlier will win this fight.
Tried to rally a tank out, got killed by the DTs as well. No, he's super dead here. I don't even think a Dorito cannon in the middle of this is going to be enough. He doesn't actually get the Zealots with it, which is the main target.
No, he's just got to pick up and run, and Blink will finish like on the chase.
Oh my god, yeah. And there's the Prism basically saying, let's go, bruh.
Dumps off the energy because it's probably dead. But he's going to try and make a stand at the top of the ramp, and there's just too much. Like you said, the charge lots just jump up there. Medevac's getting targeted. The one tank, it dies. Dorito cannon wears out. Medevacs are getting focused, and this is a dead Terran.
To PiLi's credit, he did a really good job with those DTs, despite how much it got delayed and that fast Raven from Epic. He was still able to slow this down so much and gut the economy so much. And now you've got a saturated 3-base Protoss. And just Lawler skate A move through this. Easy peasy.
Yep. 9 gateways of production behind this. He is just mulching the Terran. The supplies going to 30 to 40. He has no follow-up, but he's winning by so much here, and now he's killed enough SCVs that even if for some reason he deems this an uncrackable Terran, which I don't know that he will, he's adding the Forge. He can add some, Temple Archives or whatever. He's got a backup plan.
I like his recognizing of the... He killed the missile turret, so he warps in and adds a Dark Templar to this. So he's going to drop inside because there's no detection anymore. Drop the DT onto the siege tanks to assassinate him, and there you go. Another big 8 Zealot warp in inside of the main base, and PiLiPiLi is going to wrap up this game number 1. Easy peasy. There's nothing left for Epic. The Natural's done. GG. And yeah, I didn't like how it started for PiLiPiLi. Like, it was a couple things were pretty awkward. The positioning, didn't have a pylon, didn't have anything out. He couldn't get the DTs out as fast as he wanted to. The Hellion gets the full scout. But you're right, the Raven can only be in one place at a time, and you have to have like a laser fast reaction time to kill the DT and the Natural, and then micro against the Prism inside of the main base. But the fact that he moved the units, killed the first one, goes back over towards the Natural with the Raven, second DT gets warped in, and I think you said it, he got 2 scans, or maybe just the one.
It ended up being
killed like 3.
It was 3 in total, but it was 4 DTs warped in, which is already pretty good, but then they also killed 8 SCVs, and later we saw that tank got cut off. The DT movement by PiLiPiLi was really great. I know that people are going to roll their eyes. They're like, what? What do you do? It's just you attack with it. Not really. PiLiPiLi, you got to give credit where credit's due. He made some great choices here. He's very all-in about this. You'll notice on that production tab, he's never making probes. So he's just at 54 probes and 3 bases. Yep. He only added a Forge after he had basically killed the Terran, so it was pretty all-in. But the thing about it was he was doing so much damage that, like I said, even if it didn't work, he was going to be able to fall back safely from there. And it was Epic that was pretty all-in on that concept. Like, he pushed out not knowing he's facing a 9 gateway Protoss that's cutting every corner to have Blink and Stim so fast that he's hoping you're aggressive, because if you are, then that army jumps on top of you. Alternatively, if Epic scouts this, he's actually on about equal workers even after losing those units, throws down a third, keeps making tanks, sits back, gets better upgrades. 2/2 bio against like 1/0 Protoss is a, it's a pretty free win for the Terran. It's not like it's so simple as you just easily do that, but if you could roll this back and be like, Epic, do you want to attack right now or do you want to defend and take a third? He'd be like, I'll defend and take a third. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Really good usage of that Warp Prism as well. So new repugnancy for map number 2. Players are in the lobby, and I believe we're going to start counting down to load into it right now. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying your StarCraft 2 WCS action this weekend. We've been talking about it. This is our last series of the day, but we will be back next week. Don't forget to hit us up.
Yesterday ends at like 4 or 5 p.m. Today?
Yesterday we were done at 4.
1:12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
No PvZ on year 0, please, guys.
Not a single game on year 0, Nathaniel.
Not a single game on year 0.
What is that?
Everybody
it's a great
today
map.
watched yesterday's show, and they're like, do I want to be the guy that puts us into a 45-minute game on year 0? No, don't be that guy.
Well, or do. Whatever. It's your WCS.
I mean, you want to win, right? But you also, don't drag it out. Anyway, in the right side of new repugnancy, we got a Terran player. He's got to win 2 in a row to keep his dreams alive. He's Epic.
And it's scary. We've been making our jokes about how memey and weird and all in and scary, weird these NA players are. But when you're 0-1 in a best of 3 against them, you're facing this guy down here, lower left-hand side, the blue Protoss, PiLiPiLi. It is scary, Nathanius.
Yep.
We have seen him go all over the place. And last game, it was crisp, too. That was the part, right? Like, there's some lacking of execution before, and that kind of resulted in that messy still win against Epic in the first go. But that last game, I mean, things didn't go super well for him, but they also didn't go bad. And I was pretty impressed with his decision-making and execution of what he was doing. It was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird, right? Like, coming into this group, I like Epic a lot. He's definitely been struggling with...
He's a tear on the NA ladder.
Yeah, he's huge. He's definitely been struggling so much more than I thought he would with PiLiPiLi's choice of builds, and the control just seems a little bit off here and there. Yeah, it's weird, right? I imagine if you were like, oh yeah, I'm just going to DT drop Epic on ladder now. Like, he just backhands you, right?
Not even close.
Get slaughtered. It's like, why would you even try that? But you get in the tournament and you see like just a couple of more slip-ups than you would usually see.
Yes.
Epic's one of the last people that you want to run into on ladder because it just dunks on you. It's not even close.
No, he's a fantastic Terran, and he's a big practice partner with all the top players. But that's just it. That's one of the things that's a little bit under represented in StarCraft. You think that when you get to the tournament stage, these players are so darn good that you see less and less mistakes and perfect play and all this stuff. No, more often than not, you'll see Cyril playing. Well, I mean, that was part of what divided him, right? He still does make his mistakes, of course, in tournaments, but part of the reason he was so dominant last year is because he was one of the few guys that didn't make a whole lot of mistakes. It's been weird. Raynor comes out in number 2 in the European group, and that is not how good he is. It was more of him saying, yeah, I played bad. I was thinking one thing and something else happened. That was weird. Yeah,
I'm going to give credit to Marine Lord there for that, though. That
was a fantastic TVZ by him.
It's a shame that he had to play him twice, right? Because obviously he really prepared to win that one series and then just get out in first place against whoever else he would go up against, but Showtime was having none of it. And we have got a proxy starport. Hellions are being built off the reactor, so likely to just be an elevator play where he's just going to send the Hellion straight over to the starport, boost him over once the medevac's done. Try to get a big ol' probe barbecue to kick off this game.
He scouts out the pretty much meta opening from Protoss, the fast blink, usually followed by a robo. One thing to watch for with PiLiPiLi, I will say, is that he kind of like the Hellraiser, it's just like a little bit of his European counterpart, will just sometimes make a lot of stalkers and just kind of be aggressive off of that. And this is a good map for it, too. You can blink up on the left side. You have a decent choke area on the right.
This is a good build to do it against as well, considering what, what we know is coming. Okay. Mine is a follow-up here, but let's see it. So it is actually just 2. It's just 2.
I think the Hellions running the natural and the Widowmine's going the main.
Yeah, okay.
But there is no robo yet, by the way.
Still feels a bit weird to me, because I think the Widow Mines would get there faster if the medevac was built at home.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting mistake here. He kind of shows this.
He moved 2 of them over there, but the next 2 are going to come a bit later. Now the Stalkers are poking the front. Hellions aren't going to cut it, so he just needs to be aware of the Widow Mines. Like, hold position here and just fight. You don't need to push forward.
This is disastrous, though. Like, who pokes with 3 Stalkers like this? But PiLiPiLi does it. And it's exactly the right call for what's happening at Epic's side of the map. So he's dropping the Widow Mines.
Oh my god, look at that depot.
Pretty soon.
That's not just a fancy supply depot skin, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Nathanius supply depot skin. Your depot has 16 supply on it, and it only costs you one of the mules you could have had. It's great.
Widow Mine, though. Yeah.
Oh!
14.
Okay, well, those stalkers take the Bifrost back home, and we've had a bloody exchange to start this map.
14's a lot. And imagine this, too. Had he not killed the 6 SCVs that he did, it would be basically lights out. But by killing the 6 SCVs, it's okay. The sad thing here, potentially, for Epic is that he's going kind of low unit elite count, right? Like, he's got a Liberator coming out. This Medevac's picking up more Widow Mines.
Yep.
That's all fine and good, but these Stalkers have Blink.
He's just got the one tank right now. Second one will help lock this down. Is he going to YOLO on it? No. Okay.
Yeah. Which is probably the right call, because you pull the SVs and the Marines, and maybe you do get the tank, but you lose all the Stalkers, and then you probably...
I'm nervous. This Liberator's heading towards the main. What is here to defend this? Does he have Stalkers? Does he have Warpins available? What's going on?
No recall, that's for sure.
Nope. And there's the siege up, and the probes are already, we're just going to bounce. Oh, and then another Widow Mine drop. Except... Oh, that's that one.
That one hasn't shot. It hasn't shot.
No.
Could have got more, actually.
Well,
but
he did YOLO on that tank. He's got the Warp Prism here.
Oh my god.
He's still not mining off the main, by the way.
Nate, there's just... Oh, no, there is a tank. Okay. I thought there was no tank at all. Yeah. Now, the Widow Mines are not upgraded, so they are actually revealed once they shoot. That's why I think the Medevac's key.
Yep.
Otherwise, they would just die.
He's finally getting rid of the Liberator. Yeah, getting that depot is big. That's the deep supply log depot, yeah. He's immediately going to supply drop onto another depot.
He can go up into the main, too, and that's the scary part about this. He's only got a few Marines and just the 1 or 2 tanks. Now 2 tanks.
Yep. Hasn't even started stim, so he's going to go Concussive Shell, just desperately trying to get some Marauders. The Raven's nice, deny the high ground vision, but the Warp Prism can still provide that. So with the Adepts that he has, maybe he's just going to shade the Adepts onto the tank and then blink everything else in.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to stop.
Onto the bio, actually, even.
Yeah. The second tank in the main will get
some
hits. Oh, wow, yeah.
A little bit of missile fire, but it's still going to work.
Yeah. He's still good. With the tanks gone, Stalkers are just going to poke. He's got a Dark Shrine coming in behind this, and Stim is not even coming.
And he killed the Raven, by the way, Nate.
Yeah. There's nothing he can do. Like, he's just stuck. You're just going to try and build Naked Marines and with no Stim.
Yeah, kills the Medevac as well. This is, you got to feel bad for Epic at some point. This is a, I normally hate it when the chat's like, you got Protoss. He got Protoss.
Yeah.
This is like the Protoss. I mean, everything about it's like, hey, PiLiPiLi, well done. And he is going to advance, and that's huge for him. You just feel bad for Epic. He's a young guy working hard. Very good Terran. He's crushing the ladder, but just has not been able to do it here. And GG's called out.
Pili does it.
PiLi 2-0. And will advance second out of this group.
Congratulations, PiLiPiLi, as he advances on here for our WCS Spring Challenger. Well done. Definitely a lot of scrappy games, and looking forward to see what he can bring up in the next round. It's tough. This was definitely a difficult group to prepare for, I think, for any of the players. Everybody plays pretty unique styles. Even Estrella, as the strongest player, still, to me, does not do standard builds. Epic would probably be the closest to a standard player. Like, you're going to see most normal builds from him. But you don't really know what Pili's going to do, what Ruff was going to do, what Estrella was going to do. So,
well, this group is, I think you guys earlier described it really well. This is the North American group. Like, Estrella is the, like, avatar. He's very good, but like you said, he mixes in those Void Rays. He'll do some cheeky all-ins. They'll be very crisp in practice and very good. And then the other side of that coin is PiLiPiLi, who... They won't be that practice. They probably won't be that good, but they're crazy, and they'll be executed fairly well. He's just a very talented gamer. So he's kind of scary moving on. Like, there's going to be some blank matchups, I think, where he hits a monster, and then there's going to be a couple guys who are like, oh, I don't want to play PiLiPiLi.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, so that does it for our Group B for Americas. Here are the final standings. Estrella making it out, winning both of his matches without too much difficulty. PiLiPiLi does squeeze out now in second place. Epic and Ruff find themselves eliminated, but congratulations to those guys for qualifying, for making it here. Hopefully we'll see them in future Challenger seasons. Yeah. And, of course, shout out to our players that we had advance earlier today as well. Doing great jobs. Good times, Rainer and Showtime. And we're going to be back next Saturday. April 27th. So there's going to be more StarCraft every weekend for the next few weeks. Hopefully you guys tune into that, all the other awesome stuff that's going on. But that's it for me. Any last words, Jeff?
Ravi will be joining us that next weekend, so we'll get those NA memes. It's a good day. Good weekend of StarCraft. Good seeing these results. It's been fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys then. Have an absolutely amazing Easter. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This has been the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series.